Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Oshomole to Ajero and Osifo. Strike is misplaced priority. Nigeria others gets $50 billion IDB support. Fresh insights into Chibok's stolen daughters. NAF jet strikes illegal refineries. Blue economy to net $20 billion yearly, says Oyetola. Power generation moves to over 3,400 megawatts. New old Naira notes illegal tender. Plane overshoots runway at Port Harcourt Airport. Stock market risks 224.2 billion Naira loss to Union Bank's delisting. And Oando gets $800 million for NAOC acquisition. Okay, story starting with.
We could start with the value jet plane that slipped off a taxiway at Port Harcourt Airport. So a CRJ Bombardier aircraft in the fleet of Value Jets airline yesterday slipped on the taxiway after it landed safely and was cleared off the runway of the Port Harcourt Airport on Maragua, River State. And according to the carrier, the minor incident was due to the aircraft encountering a slip due to the algae on the taxiway. We know it as weed or grass on that patches of weed on the runway. And the statement by the airline said the pilot of the aircraft, Captain Stanley Balami, reported the incident, and it occurred at about 3:30 p.m. at the international wing of the airport. They said no damage was done to the aircraft, and passengers expressed and thanked the pilots for the ability to land them safely. They also said that Value Jet remains a safe airline and all airline operations are normal without a glitch. So it's not only a Value Jet that's been having this sort of issues recently. I think there was also another aircraft. They said at the weekend, an Aero Contractors Boeing 737 had his nose wheel stuck in the grass after landing on the runway of the Abuja airport. I said the fuselage, that's the grasses, blocked the runway of the Abuja airport, and it forced the authorities to temporarily shut down the facilities. And this, has been occurring. I think also a few weeks ago, another aircraft belonging to Flint Aero, with the Minister of Power and other passengers on board, crash landed at the Ibadan airport. And they are saying this is becoming like one too many. Yes, they need to reevaluate the airport and make sure that we don't have such incidents.
So our president is in Saudi Arabia wooing investors. So he's going to, Nigeria should benefit part of the $50 billion investment support to be made by the Islamic Development Bank, IDB. This was announced at the Saudi Arabian African Economic Summit held in Saudi Arabia. The president, as the largest market and economy in Africa, Nigeria will certainly receive a large chunk, a significant share of this amount. The vice president of IDB, Mr. Dr. Mansour Mukhtar, was telling the president that Nigeria certainly will definitely receive a significant share. And our president was also saying that Nigeria is a candle of hope that will light the way for Africa. And once Africa is eliminated, the world will be a brighter place for all humanity. We are determined to create a future for our gifted youths. Investment in Nigeria will be among the world's most high-yielding economy. Investor money will flow easily in and out of the country. Processes will be seamless, and your bank has always been a faithful partner in progress. So he's trying to woo investors, let them know that it's going to be easy to do business in Nigeria, and Nigeria is such a significant country that if you emancipate, it's still there.
Please tell him that they should explain to us why they turned back Nigerians with valid visas. Please,
it's in the papers.
While he's there,
we'll take that story in the papers
because we're not happy at all.
It's in the papers. We'll take the story.
Anyway, I have one. We have the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy. That's the Minister De Boyega Oyetola. Yesterday at the what we call the 2023 Investment Summit and Expo that happened in Abuja. He says that the ministry has plans to generate $20 billion for the economy and create 2 million jobs annually. He also says that the goal is to achieve, through strategic development within the maritime sector, a 4-year plan to transform the marine and blue economy sector into a significant contributor to the nation's economy, to compete with oil and gas sector in GDP contributions. He was represented by his technical aide, Professor Busayo Fakin-Lede. The minister also says efforts were ongoing on the expansion and optimization of the ports, infrastructure, refurbishment, deep sea port development, and the streamlining of operations through the policies. Anyways, just to say that, you know, they're going to do everything concerning the seaports, all, you know, everything to do with that particular sector. Make sure that it is, you know, we're earning revenue for our country through that particular sector.
So that's deep sea port and the that other one, the natural resources. These are the two ministries we're all looking for.
Seaports, all of them are in our country and across.
But we can make enough money from those places.
Yes.
Seaport and the deep blue seaport, and also the
dry port.
Dry ports, yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to say, sorry.
I said.
I'm sorry, my brain wasn't clicking. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, power generation. If anybody in Nigeria knows that we've been having a bit of, even those that seem to have light before, power before, are now experiencing major shutdowns. So around 2:30 yesterday, the Transmission Company of Nigeria has refuted an online claim that there was total blackout, that they are producing 3,489 megawatts as at 6 p.m. However, just after they made the statement, the power dropped. It dropped to about 287 megawatts. That's from 3,000 at 3 p.m. to 287. I don't know why what's dropping this thing as 4 p.m. By 5 p.m., it went back up to 1,800 megawatts. And they said the data that that keeps adjusting is putting that only 2 of our 26 generating plants are working. That's Girigu gas producing, and that produced as at 3 p.m. about 168 megawatts, while the Rivers IPP gas power plant also produced about 120 megawatts. We need to understand what's going on. Those are the two that produced within that time belt yesterday. So others apparently shut down, and we went from 3,000 to less than 300 in just 1 hour. They're saying that there was no explanation on how they're going to improve it, but I know that our Minister for Power hasn't been speaking much. We haven't heard much from him. And I've been calling him out, and I'll continue to call him out, that we need to hear from what exactly is the Minister for Power who's doing concerning
what have you seen power on ground?
What's going on? Because the last meeting I checked, he wasn't even there. Like, other commissioners of power were in the meeting. The minister himself was not there. Oga, you need to... Nigerians are watching.
The Punch.
Change.
Ajero's alleged assault, FG knocks labor, strike records partial compliance. 35 million naira needed to return body of Nigerian students, says ministry. Sacked agencies members sue Adeleke, demand 2 billion naira. CBN extends old Naira notes deadline indefinitely. Atiku canvasses merger to oust APC. Elections over, reform economy now, NPAN tells Tinubu. Okay, which story?
Could do the major headline.
Go ahead.
So the federal government on Tuesday berated the organized labor over the ongoing nationwide strike declared by union leaders following the assault on the Nigerian Labour Congress President Joe Ajero. Now, Kamaruddin Ogundele, the special assistant to the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation, in an interview yesterday said the strike was not in the interest of the country. He said that declaring a strike at this time will not be in the interest of the country. The country is going to trying to regain economic control and to also recover in several sectors. Instead of looking for how we can progress as a nation, there is no need for us to be involved in actions that will further constitute a clog in the progress of our country. And, you know, he also went ahead to say that what he believed was one of the reasons we're having this strike is the fact that they had gone to Imo State to carry out a protest, which he believed that they had a court order not to carry out that protest, but they insisted on carrying the protest. And what happened to their president happened to their president. And how come they are now trying to blame the whole country for what happened to the president? That issue should have just been isolated and dealt with, just exactly what we said. But the president of the Trade Union Congress said that the governor of Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodinma, had not apologized to their president for what happened to him. And one of the reasons they have a partial compliance to the strike right now is because they decided to leave some essential institutions to carry out the work because they are patriotic Nigerians. But if nothing is done, they may have to shut down everybody in that strike. And then they listed, like most states are not even complying to the strike at all. People in Lagos, Abuja, everybody's going around their businesses. Schools are opened, offices are opened, and all of that.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.